just wanna feel you're alone.
Yo, hype. Ooh, we'll turn this down a bit. But like, I'm excited. We got the world's group draw. Make my webcam a bit smaller. Something like that should do. Let's do this. Hey, what's up, everyone? Oh, damn. Just in time. I know, right? I really love the animation for that logo.
Hello and welcome to the World's 2020 Draw Show.
2 seconds to spare. Envy himself.
Good afternoon, good evening, good morning.
It is not. I know for a fact.
Well, what time
not
is it
good
for
afternoon.
you? I just got up.
So who are we all
now,
rooting
so
for?
midday
Like,
for me, my friends.
I've
It is late
spoken
night
to some
for me.
people
I was so nervous
who
I
want
missed the call time that I
TSM to
stayed
get
up.
cut.
Fabulous. And Kobe,
I've
how
spoken
are
to
you?
others who
Good
don't.
evening for you.
Dreaming still, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, what are you?
Dash?
You know, what are we
drinking,
wanting?
Hopefully good groups
You.
for North
Hey,
America.
4 people on one
Oh,
stream.
I don't know if it's possible. No, that's
What's
sounds
up, Michael?
like LPL teams, but
4 ugly motherfuckers. Mate,
Dudes,
this is just because I haven't
I
combed
don't
my
know
hair.
for you guys. Obviously, when the anthem or the theme comes out for Worlds, that definitely starts to generate some hype. But this show, for me, is where it all really begins, where the World Championship
Same.
begins. We've already destroyed our sleep schedules for it, so that tracks.
Me too. It's
Two,
fucking
we finally
midnight.
Get to look at some of the groups and the teams that are going to go at it in the group stage, trying to qualify for those knockout stages, of course. And this is just where all of the good anxiety and the good nerves come in for you.
Yeah. I mean, this is exciting. The rehearsal group draw we had an hour or so ago.
Wait, they
we
do a
got
rehearsal
couple
group draw?
groups. I am so hopeful.
Wait, there's a
Group
fucking
groups
replying?
here on the real one as well. Yes. To your point, this is when World starts for me. It's actually Worlds ready to go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, with that behind us, let's go ahead and get a reminder of how this year's Worlds is going to play out in Shanghai before the draw.
Oh,
The
please don't play the.
2020
Oh, they're gonna
World
play the shitty video.
Championship is coming to Shanghai, China.
Fucking hate this
We're
video.
gonna take a closer look at this year's tournament's format. The month-long event will narrow down 22
Like,
teams
straight up
into
just like,
3 stages
boom,
of
boom, boom.
competition. Play-ins, group stage, and knockout stage. Worlds will begin in the
Imagine.
play-in stage, where the top teams from Brazil's CBLOL, Japan's LJL, Oceania's OPL, the Commonwealth
The
and
OPL?
United States
Who's
LPL,
our
Latin
OPL
America's
representative?
LLA, and Turkey's TCS
Josh,
will be
you're
playing
into
against
that kind of
those
stuff.
teams
Who is it?
from Southeast Asia's PCS, North America's LCS, China's LPL, and Europe's LEC. Play-in teams will be sorted into 2 groups of 5, and each team will play 1 game against every other team in their group. Teams finishing 5th in their group will
Okay.
be eliminated.
Legacy.
while
Okay.
teams finishing 3rd
So we got
and
Legacy
4th will
back.
get 1 last shot to progress in the event by facing each other in a best-of-5 series. Those victors will earn the right to move on and play the team who finished 2nd in the opposite group in another best-of-5 series.
Well, most
The
views
winner
have ever
of
had
that
envy.
match, along
It's
with the
actually
winner
not
of the
ironically,
round
Elder.
robins will move on to the group stage. For those following along with the map, the group stage will consist of 16 teams.
But
The
it's
4 teams
very
will
very up
play
there.
the stage and
Thanks,
12
Josh.
teams who qualify directly
You
for
a
the group
homie.
stage. They are the top 3 seeded teams from China's LPL, Europe's LEC.
You wanna watch it with me, Josh?
LCK, the top 2 seeded teams from North America's LCS,
'Cause I'll ring ya.
and the number 1 seed from Southeast Asia's PCS.
I rate
In the
quality
group
streamers
stage,
afterwards.
The 16 teams will be split into 4 groups, where each group will play a best-of-1 double round robin. The competition here will be fierce, and only the top 2 teams from each group will
Alright.
make it
Yo.
to the knockout stage.
Let's go.
Knockouts will see the
Besides
winners
that
of
time
each
you showed
group
Envy's
fight for a
most
single
infamous
elimination
hits. Mate, we
round
don't ed.
consisting of best-of-5
Alright, let's
matches.
load it up. Are we watching it on Twitch or
Tournament will
YouTube?
conclude
I'm
with the
using
World
YouTube.
Championship Final, where the 2
Alright.
top teams will play a single best-of-5 series. The winner will become the 10th team to raise the Summoner.
It's gonna be
Trophy
interesting.
and the
I wonder if
2020
Legacy's actually gonna be able to get out of the country. That's
What-
the trick for OCE.
Yeah.
You have to be able to get out of the
He's
country.
broken it down for us, and
Oh,
just as
shit.
the info comes across the screen, so
World's
will
group
too
draw.
the first pick
Team
of
Liquid
the 2020
for Group 1.
draw. And there you have it, ladies
Okay.
and gentlemen. TL straight away from North America, the 3rd seed,
I mean,
representing us.
in theory, they should be
The
a
play-ins.
good
of
favorite
course,
to get out
no
regardless
surprise here. We
of
open
who's
the
in the
play-ins
group.
Draw first. Team Liquid
Yeah.
won 4 LCS.
So what
goes
NA
back
does
to
any
back
NA
to
teams
back.
go
They
straight
had
through
a
to
rough
groups?
spring.
So you got
They brought in
FlyQuest
a
and
very
TSM.
good coach. Pretty much back
Envy
to
being
form
drafted
themselves
for
in the
TL,
regular
mate.
season.
They wish
Only
they had
held
me as a
third
jungler.
place here in the playoffs, but honestly, the 3 NA seeds are all pretty close in power level, I would say. And this is going to be the attempt yet again.
What a
for
tactical.
TL, rekindling a very, very good.
If I wasn't
MSI
so much of
from
like a doubler
19,
fanboy,
kind of
that man
lackluster
would like
Worlds 2019, but back on the stage, see if
be
they can do it.
pog.
Yeah, there were actually a decent amount of North American fans that were pretty happy to have Team Liquid as the representative in play-ins for the region because they were so consistent during the regular split. They actually finished the regular
I
split
mean,
#1 before dropping off in playoffs.
So of
Yeah.
Who
course,
else do
only
they
4
got?
teams can make it out of the play-in stage.
LGD?
Overall. Theoretically, 3 can make it out of each group, and from what I saw in rehearsal,
Does
it's
that
going to be
mean-
over in Group B? So LGD and
Okay,
TL
so
are
TL
not in
dodges
the same
LGD,
group.
which
They're
is
both
good.
Headlining though as very strong teams.
like in theory they both get out anyway.
Of course, this year with the 22-team tournament,
Envy looking kind of
play-ins
cute, not
have
gonna lie.
shifted a little bit
Mate,
to 5-team
always,
groups. We'll
always
break
Kusho.
down a little bit more of what that means a bit later, but as you can see here, LGD.
What do you think, Josh?
fourth seed
Would you
out of
have preferred them to be in the
LPL.
same group?
4 seeds from both
Oh,
the
so who
LPL
we got
and
here?
We got
LEC
LGD.
this year.
So it's
Battle of
Peanut and
China?
Shie. Yeah.
LGD, yeah, the fourth.
The
seed
LGD
for,
fourth seed.
The LPL actually came in with the lowest game.
They won't
win
beat Team
percentage
Liquid.
of
Oh,
any
Team
teams
Liquid
at
won't beat
Worlds.
them.
Obviously,
think.
LPL extremely
I just
high
think Peanut would have a field day with
competition,
Broxah.
but just a
Oh, they're in Group B.
55%
Oh.
win
Yeah,
They're in
like,
different
are
groups.
you happy they're in different groups?
playoffs, 10 and 11 for themselves.
Yeah, let's
Single one of
see.
those
Like, if
LPL
they get,
teams, though, is a team to
Oh,
beat.
here we
If
go,
they get
OCE.
mad, it
World
might still be.
Championship, the
Nah, because
top
they're doing pool 1
region
first.
as of recent.
So you
Awesome.
got Mad
What-
Lions
Are the
and
third
the
team
other
to be
one.
pulled out of pool 1 here for the
Okay.
play-in stage.
So that's
And
Shadow
Alright,
and like
Mad Lions
Kaiser
will
and
make
stuff.
it out.
Liquid's groups, we get to start
Yeah.
NA versus EU early here at Worlds. This is fun. Now, the #1 team in the play-in group automatically makes it out into Worlds groups. Number 2, 3, and 4 have to play best of 5s in some version to make it out, which means I'm already excited for these 2 top dogs.
So
to
in
play out.
theory,
Line
Mad
for
Lions
4
should be
teams
favorites
on
to
the
get out
LEC.
this group without having to play a best
and
of 5.
speaking of regular split
I
performances,
feel
Mad
like
Lions
they
started
would
out super
would
strong
benefit from having to
versus
play the play-ins,
Europe's
like the best
team
of
with a
5s,
bunch of
because
rookies
of how
in it. Shadow especially,
rookie
everybody
they
got
are.
super excited for his mechanics and his aggressive play. Did get punished.
But I think Brox is gonna get murdered by Shadow.
Super excited to see them.
In my
work their
personal
way
opinion.
through play-ins, especially since they have so many new players and extra experience will do them well.
So that
That's the
puts
key for me there,
PSG
Kobe,
on
mentioning
Group
how
B,
many
which
young
I'll be
players
honest,
are
I
on
don't know a
the
single
roster,
thing
so
about
it's
them.
gonna give them plenty of time to acclimate to that international stage. And just following suit here with our final pool one team,
that is
PSG, gonna lock it up and go into Group 2.
who's
I don't know
org
what
is
region
this?
that's it.
From
I don't know what
TCS.
I don't know what region that is.
This is the one team that's Kobe has
This is
a little
EU
bit of a
something.
roster,
Tank,
situation coming into play.
River.
That's
Perhaps.
right. They had actually.
So I recognize the name Tank.
Their Korean mid
Right, I recognize that from
I don't know
so-
this orc really well.
I don't know the region. Oh wait, no, yeah, it's Tank.
And
Yeah.
it does suck whenever those things happen, but luckily for
Well,
them,
'cause we don't
those
get
players
Vietnam.
played together as mid jungle for a long time.
Well, we don't get
and they're
Vietnam this
very
year?
good
No.
players, so it'll be interesting to
Because
see
of
how they
Corona.
come together, and actually
Right,
focus
which
on
means we don't get to
with
see
the
Levi
rest of the
on the
team.
world stage this
Yeah,
year.
worth noting that the top 4 teams over in the PCS were all very, very close in skill level. Like very easily, those 2 players could have made worlds. So it is just, can the cohesion be
In
enough?
theory,
Skill is gonna be reasonably close.
Legacy
Now,
wants Group B
2 teams is
at
the
the state.
3 teams fill out the rest of the 2 groups. 5th place
Ooh,
in the
Legacy,
teams who are
here we
out
go.
when Worlds is over. 3 and 4
fuck.
play each other, and place
I don't think that's good, eh? Because that's Group A.
Oceania Legacy in here, who actually clapped the OPL all year long. First place both regular seasons.
Sorry,
First
Spawn.
place both playoff
Sorry,
runs.
Spawn.
Would have been MSI if that had happened. So we'll see if they can run it here.
Yeah, I talked to Spawn directly about the OPL.
PSG's Hong Kong team.
representative, and,
Ah,
you know, of course they
okay.
beat his own team order. But this is a team with a bunch of returning members for,
But yeah,
for the region.
can recognize
A
the name
lot of
Tally.
the players from the top teams actually left.
I know
Oceania.
Legacy.
Did they find a group 1 or 2?
Support area. They're on 1, so they're with TL and Med.
Ooh.
Like, it depends on what other seeds they get. I would have preferred them in B, because I think PSG, just based off the region, should be worse than the other 2.
Raze is always one that you look at as well for big
Um,
Now
but
they slot into
we'll have
Group
to see.
1
Who else
alongside
is there?
Team Liquid and Mad
Fuck is
Lions. Here looking for
V3.
our 6th team. It'll be V3 Esports, founded all the way back in 2017.
I don't
They
know who the
just
fuck half these
won
playoff.
their first LJL title, beating out
LJL.
Focus Me, who I think most Western fans will recognize as the most dominant and popular
Ace,
team.
Archer.
in that
Okay, yeah,
Japanese
I
league.
recognize none of those
Yeah,
names.
we've had a slow and steady rise out of Japanese teams in international competition.
Japan.
For a
Yeah.
while, they're still not usually hailed as a top performer just yet, but you hope they can kind of do it here. Decent spring performance. Obviously, winning the summer split is a good run for them. It was a very competitive split overall, competitive sort of year overall in Japan. It's going to be a tough road ahead, though. Like, this is
Yeah.
really tough worlds. You're going to hope they can, make it through to the best of 5 sections of the play.
Oh no, I think if LG, if OPL can dodge Unicorns of Love and Supermassive,
MSI from the Flash Wolves.
like I think you want INTZ and
There
R7.
you go. A little bit of
based off the
experience and
regions.
A whole bunch of experience for some newcomers on the way.
Nah.
Another tool, Supermassive is the next one to be picked up. This is going to be a familiar name to quite a few.
Because I think that team is coached
Back
by
in World
GBM,
2018
if
was
I'm
the
not
last time
mistaken.
We saw them on the world stage. Been a little bit of a rough go for them since that.
And everyone's
2018
spamming on
year.
YouTube Sup win.
Didn't get their championship
Sup
title
win,
for another
yeah.
3 splits until just now. But with some pretty radical changes here in 2020 to the roster, they've made it back in.
Because who's on the roster now?
Yeah, this is their 5th TCL title. They've
Cacao.
actually represented the TCL most
Wait,
often
it's
internationally
Cacao and
in
Snowflower.
each of MSI
Yo, I'm
performances
keen now.
themselves.
'Cause
And you
Cacao was
mentioned
a
the
Chad.
roster, Zeitnot and Snowflower together, Cacao on the team, so they do have a lot of star power that have represented on the world stage before.
Because
They're
Cacao
looking
used to
bring
like
that
pop
forward.
off.
Now the
Oh,
TCL.
this
But
will be a
that's-
hard group now.
That's not good
No,
for Legacy.
It's a good team. I think they are
I
on
believe.
a solid run. I kind of powering them right now, 3rd place in the group. We see who else gets pulled in there.
This
because
top
most of
2
them,
go through, right?
anyone looking forward to the ball is
So
gonna
top
be-
one is auto-seeded.
Yeah, they're the big
Ah.
ones.
And then the
They're
rest of them-
scary one,
The
of
sleeper
course.
eight.
No, I mean
Uh,
in the groups.
Oh,
And
I
he's
am
called it.
Yeah, yeah, like group groups.
UOL, by the way, have
Yeah, it's top 2.
absolutely clapping. So Cloud9 wrecked the LCS for all. Unicorns Love went 39-2. Whoa! Across the
Wow.
year in the LCL. They are
39-2.
absolutely the best team.
Who's
in
on
my
that?
mind
So you got.
that the LCL
Okay.
has ever produced. If there is a squad to pull up,
Hey,
against
Gambit
these
with Diamond
guys,
Proc
I
still.
want to see how well they can do. They've got a bit of a group of life here as well with the rework roster PSG talent. Like, this is a squad that can really step up. I want to see how far they can go.
Yeah.
They so nearly won their best of 5 just last time around at last year's World, so I want to see these guys really step up.
Well,
yeah,
Boss?
I mean, Boss and Anasik, No Man's, they're all back on the international stage and looking to go further.
Definitely a roster.
Whew,
to fear, and that's
that's-
where I think, Freak, to your point, North American and EU fans.
But nah, Legacy wants INTZ here, probably.
Thrown in as a spoiler to that Group A, so the two of them most likely fighting it out.
Just
It's
based
so
off name
interesting because you can
recognition.
get 3 teams out of the group by knocking out the number 2 side from the other one, right?
Yeah.
It makes actually winning Group
I
A
think that's
easier
better
more
than
because
R7.
UOL are scary. INTZ from Brazil pulled in, and they're going to be, I believe, the last team in the first group.
Yep, CBLOL champs. Last time we saw them at Worlds was 2016. However, internationally, we did see them back in 2019 at MSI. CBLOL Brazilian.
Now, is this a
fans
team that has
are always
Envy on
some of
it?
the Loudest and most passionate. I love seeing.
I swear someone,
them
like, sent me a
represent the
message.
world stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They definitely had
Hey,
to
it's a
fight
mid
for that
laner too.
spot. I'm really excited.
ITZ Envy.
for the
Fuck
solo
me.
laners
He
because
ints.
Their top laner has most solo
What do you mean he
kills in
ints?
the league, and their mid laner has 4th most in the league.
4th most in the
Top
league.
laner also has a lot of deaths, but you always like to see that play style. Getting those
Which
solo
puts
kills
R7
and
in Group B.
going for it.
You need that aggression if you want to get the win. Only one more team left to be pulled. We'll do it for the sake of due diligence. Make sure that nothing went wrong here.
Yeah.
But if
R7.
all is right, Rainbow sealing it out. Rainbow 7 is exactly right.
Who's on this roster?
And this is gonna be a fun team to watch for.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot. Former Lion Gaming, it's a somewhat of a rebrand. So
Yeah.
this is the squad that you've seen a million times in international competition. These players are quite good overall. To me, huge shout out goes to their jungler. I think he's really incredible. We've been tracking him in the Chinese Super Server solo queue. I think
Tagging
he's
me.
already GM there as well. Like, he's actually really popping off. So there is a lot of individual skill here on the team. We know he's like top 10 in NA solo queue as well. So something to watch for here.
Yeah, him and Shadow have been grinding the solo queue over there really hard. I will say it too a lot.
MVQ dancers, please. The famous MV dancer.
it
Gusho,
was
we don't have a dance
really
anymore.
Cody especially
Dance died.
give, Jose Diodo, the jungler,
Our playing
shout-out,
stage group
talking
is
about
now
him being
complete.
The next big Latin American jungler.
We'll
It's
rearrange the
really
stage
gonna
and
make
get
the region
ready.
proud.
Yeah.
Thanking Wei Zhao for his help
So we're
there
gonna-
on the stage. We have our playing groups decided. I can't recall all 10 teams in order across the two groups from memory, but of course we did see. There they are now on our screens.
Yeah.
Perfect time.
What do you think, Josh?
Mad Lions, Legacy Esports.
Just straight off,
will fill out Group A.
top of your head, who's making it?
It's looking like Mad Lions and Supermassive get out.
You know, on a bad day,
Yeah.
they get third, and then I think they can absolutely take down.
Or
You don't think TL gets out?
You know, whoever gets second or third down there and
Nah.
take the best of 5. I think
Or
Unicorns love making
so it'll
stage.
be a Supermassive or Mad Lions, or it'll be Legacy Indians.
Unicorns of Love is my heavy
I
think this is where it's important to reiterate.
Call
So-
me bold predictions, but that's what I think.
that's pretty bold, eh? Saying TL's not getting out. I know LGD's getting out for like sure. I think TL and Lions will also get out, but I don't think
LDG and Unicorns will get out.
And then the winner of the 4-3 matchup from the same group.
think
will play
Unicorns?
I don't know enough about the other teams.
I don't trust PSG.
The groups.
I just don't
A
think.
little bit of a reminder on how things will work here.
Um,
the wonky 10 team play.
But maybe it
Freak
is
calling
URL.
Unicorns of Love, perhaps the spoiler here on the Group B side.
LGD to me is already the favorite of play-ins
Yeah.
overall. And the LPL has shown us that they are the dominant region in competitive League of Legends right now, so they get the nod right there. Team Liquid versus Mad Lions is, I think, the fairly obvious fight for #1 over in Group A there as well, and then the rest is fairly opened up. I'm very interested to see how the other 3 teams play out in Group A because I don't count any of those teams out overall. On the Group B side,
I feel like if we are able to take off maybe like 3 games in that group, that will be. I'll find that as an accomplishment, you know.
Make it out, no questions.
Huh?
Is your expectation that in Group A, NA, and EU teams
I am
will
not
make it
going to
out?
set those expectations.
No?
Count out anybody. I was going to start out and say that I was really hoping to see Peanut versus Shadow jungle matchup here.
Yeah,
will
we're not gonna
settle,
see Peanut versus Shadow.
for some anonymous games, but
Interesting.
I do think this is going to be spicy.
Alright, that's an interesting draw.
Yeah, it is.
I think.
Now here's the
What are you
good.
gonna do? What are you gonna do now, Envy? Done streaming?
No, we're doing the main draw too.
Play-ins as we go
Oh,
back
you'll do the
inside
main draw?
arena.
The main
It's time
draw?
for the,
I thought it was just the group
drop
stage.
of the main stage.
I don't give a fuck about play-ins.
3 pools to
Mate, it's
pull from. That's a
OCE.
tough sentence
Hey,
to
MLXG and Clearlove.
Here in this one, Clearlove
Two
and
did-
MLXG
They
taking
pretty
the
much
stage
their
now
careers pretty
without
much both died.
the draw. A couple of superstars in their own right. Love to see some of these
Okay, who we
legacy
got?
players up on the stage for the future world tournaments.
Who's red? G2.
Yeah.
G2.
Clearlove, a coach
Right, so
now,
it's G2
Lee
Group
Zhao.
A.
These guys, a lot of old WE players, very famous in China.
G2, the first team polled straight out of the LEC. Obviously, the #1 seed for the region are runners-up in the World Championship last year. And Kobe, with no FPX in the tournament, they are the highest-seeded returning team from last year's World Finals.
Yeah, their kryptonite is not here. However, the LPL have sent a bunch of other extremely strong teams.
Yeah.
And for G2, they definitely did struggle a bit in the regular season.
I know, I feel like G2 looks lost.
Especially the bottom lane for sure. Everybody was looking at for some improvements. I still think Caps is going to be.
'Cause
an
who else we got?
incredible
We got-
force, and Perks has definitely stepped it back up recently.
I feel like
Especially
if-
out of G2, they look like they're returning to their big.
If G2
dominant
ends up
form,
getting
of course,
DRX,
they always improve even more.
it's
in
gonna be
national
rough.
competition and show up huge for the region. So very, very big expectations for G2.
Who was that?
Pull out another headliner here to see who's gonna
Dumb
be
one.
atop Group B.
Okay.
And speaking of great mid laners, Damwon Gaming gets
Ooh,
pulled
Showmaker?
in. Yeah, Showmaker is.
I'm okay with
so
that,
incredibly
right?
Good. The LCK champions of Damwon Gaming.
I mean, it doesn't really
are
matter where
so
they
good.
get
I
positioned
think
in
we'll have
Group
them as the
1.
best team at Worlds.
It's about the rest of them.
They're top 3 for me, certainly. This is going to be exciting.
Yeah, they 3-0'd their finals in pretty dominant fashion up against the second seed DRX from the LCK. So this is without a doubt one of the teams to be feared, even while so much focus has been on the LPL as a region. Leading
What do you think about Korea this year?
Yeah,
At Worlds?
not just
Josh?
the finals, but they dominated the region pretty heavily.
They should bring
They've
back
also been
Chaos.
so flexible.
Yo, Luba, you're getting old, man. Chaos was like
They've done
9 years
play,
ago.
Early, late, team fight. They
Oh, Josh
really
fucking
have,
left me.
Shown some real great growth.
Yo,
for this season.
imagine.
Some of the individual players have just been spectacular.
Okay, that was a sick.
Right, so Damwon.
I just got. I mean, the Elder Dragon finish on the end of the ult.
LCK
That was.
Observers top tier.
Woo! All right, give me some of that at Worlds, baby.
Wait.
All right, let's look for our third team here. Only
It's
one of
pool
two
three.
options. Of course,
Then you
nothing
get stuck
really
with
gets super
Rogue.
Interesting till we make it to pool 2.
A man
We'll
can
see
dream.
which of these teams are getting paired up
TSM?
against each other, but we gotta get
Yeah.
to the business. Top East. Oh no, TSM. I got baited by a Sting Red.
Yeah,
TSM.
But I'm
North
a little
America,
confused, right? Because
number one
TSM,
seed, will go straight
they
into
get
group
DRX and a
three.
Rogue.
What a turnaround!
Because if it's
team
one
had
pool
here in
2
North
team,
America in the summer
right, they
split,
can't get both.
towards the end and into the postseason.
which makes it a
Yeah,
lot
definitely
easier
has
for
been
TSM to get out.
Growth for TSM since Double
But
returned to the team.
there's a chance they
being
get
re-signed,
LGD.
definitely struggled through the regular split, but in playoffs,
Depends on their
I'd say
second
that
seed.
They adapted the best of all of the North American teams.
What
You know,
group is
playing
Caps in?
carry
Caps is
jungler,
in Group
playing
A.
carry topside for themselves.
Because he's on
So it's
G2.
a lot of different looks actually, and everybody as well is going to be attracted to the River Shen that got a lot of hype from Spica specifically, but there you see us well on your
Let's
screen.
go double lift.
Blade playing a lot of the Lucian for themselves. They try and play very aggressive League of Legends.
Freak, I think something that can't be ignored when we talk about TSM, though, is their storied international history. Not always the
History
best of
failure.
teams, and it's been a
And then this
laser
is top
focus for
esports.
them over the years to do better.
They have made it out of groups once at 2014 Worlds, where they then lost to Samsung White in the quarterfinals. Otherwise, they either got auto-seeded in the quarters or they failed to make it out. Meanwhile,
Top
speaking of teams
esports.
that are
When
not
do the games
still in
start?
top the winners from the
Groups,
LPL, I am so keen on
I'm afraid I
them.
don't know, eh?
Mid laner Knight is incredible.
I don't think it's still
very
next
excited
month.
about this team.
I know play-in starts
Yeah,
soon.
I think most people are going to have Top Esports coming in as a heavy favorite. Obviously, yes, Knight has a lot going with him in the mid.
Knight is
as,
amazing.
A lot of people are even shouting him out as being the best mid laner in the world right now. Karsa, I think, really deserves so much credit though for this team. He plays so selflessly, so much for.
It's
his
nice
team,
Karsa, like,
setting up the team
'cause he
that
left-
it really
he left
allows him to
LMS.
fire on all
Right, he left the Flash
Yeah,
Wolves with
Jack Miller
Maple,
plays aggressively,
and he's still
Knight
popping off.
plays aggressively, and it all comes together because they have so
And arguably a
much
better
individual
region.
talent.
Yeah,
I don't know
Carson
where
has been
Maple's gone, though.
A world-class player for some time now, but it's so amazing to finally see him in a position
Right.
where that ability might be fully
This is where the
realized
fun
on the international
begins.
stage, and we might actually get to see him go deep.
Because if Fnatic gets drawn, it goes straight into the
And
Korean
LGD now
number 1
moving up
seed.
to center stage to start working on those pool 2 teams. This is
So
where
glad
my
that we still
blood
get to see-
starts to pump. Yep.
I'm so glad we still get to see MLXG at competitions. Possibly
Who's
most
that?
exciting and my favorite jungler of all time.
Oh, Suning.
Ooh, okay. There it is. Suning comes through.
Who's on
G2
Suning?
Esports is Pool 2 team here over in Group A, unless there's something I'm not seeing.
No, I
how
think
this
you're
goes.
correct.
That's the LPL third
That should
seed.
be right.
Because
All right,
JDG is
are
the 2
you-
seed.
Are you guys lovers of Knight's Vow? Because SOFM is. This guy loves Knight's Vow and tank builds for junglers, Warmonger, Spirit
I
builds
think that's
more
really good
than
for G2.
any other player I have ever
Like, straight up.
seen.
Because
Tank Lee Sin,
now they can't get
pull off,
Jakey
he's
Love's team.
definitely one of the defining
And
pieces
because they
of
can't
the
get that,
team and
that
how they like to
makes it
play. I'd
so
also
much
like to
easier
say
for them.
that Been well situated to be that carry top player for the
The only issue is if they end up getting Gen G as well.
World's meta. People are
That might be a
Sword Art,
a pain.
From the Flash Wolves, play
Oh,
making
yeah.
support for themselves. Hong Fong has also been playing a bunch of Jin, which I think is going to be very relevant for the coming AD carry.
Okay, yeah, so JDG.
First of the pool 2 teams. There you
If we're a
go.
TSM fan, we want JDG
Slotted
now.
into G2's group is the 3rd seed from the LPL.
All right. Well,
Right, and then
only
Fnatic
couple
has
options left
Fnatic
for,
can still go into
you know,
either.
pull in for Damwon. Could be Fnatic, could be JD Gaming.
That's
Looks like a
JDG.
again,
Orange,
so
is that
I'm
a
pretty
G?
sure it's
Yo, that's gonna be a
JD
stacked
Gaming.
group.
This is a terrifying squad as well, though, when we talk about teams
Holy
that
shit.
could really cause some danger here. in the
Yo.
tournament.
JD Gaming to me, I mean, are
TSM's fucking happy right now.
Actually, like if you
But
really want to just look
they can
at
still get
the regular
DRX.
playoffs right there. I mean,
And they're nearly
Split 3-2
guaranteed
against Top
DRX.
Esports in the spring finals winning, and then 3-2 against Top Esports in the
Unless
summer
you
finals
want Fnatic now.
losing. Like, these teams are close in overall power.
TSM wants
These
Fnatic.
guys, second
Because
place
then
in
DRX
the
goes
Summer
into
Summer.
group
Very, very
4.
good squad.
I believe.
Huge favorite for me for Worlds as well.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Kanavi for sure. Kanavi and Zoom.
Yeah.
LV Mao, I think, probably, maybe even the best.
This has
support,
Jackie Love on it, right?
showing up. There's just so much going with this team. They
Is that
play
Jackie
so
Love?
well together.
Oh no,
Macro
Jackie's on
is
top.
a
What am I
great
on
design.
about?
A lot of people that are used to the kind of old box that people put LPL teams into. This is definitely a
Yeah,
team
so
with
TSM
huge
right now, they want Fnatic.
Now the
Right.
question is, if people want the TSM Rogue group, we cannot pull Fnatic right now.
They want Fnatic.
You know, like
right,
that,
yes,
the only
because
way you
keep-
get that is if you do not pull Fnatic, otherwise it precludes it.
Yeah, but
A
if
lot of
you're
people want
the
TSM
TSM fan,
Rogue.
you want
See what we
Fnatic
get.
here.
See purple.
Oh, that's so good.
That's Fnatic.
Ooh.
It's the
Okay.
purple and yellow.
That is
So
fantastic.
unfortunately, if Freak's assumptions are correct, we won't get
But
that rogue group. But
now you need
Fnatic will
Machi.
get slotted in.
Still
If
40%.
TSM gets Machi,
Yeah,
there's
very much so.
no excuse not to get out.
These are the most popular.
But
North
then you're
American
pretty much stuck with
teams.
LGD.
Regardless, Fnatic are an awesome team. I mean, having to come together. Selfmade is such
That
a
would-
great jungler.
Hmm.
He's really, 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 really good. Hylissang, I think, is an excellent support as well. Very aggressive, gets in there a whole lot of the time. Plays the
But
bike. I
Vasul.
love to see it as well. I'm a Fnatic fan. I think they are a very good team, and I want to see what they can do here.
Yeah, with Worlds being in China, I think, you know, Hylissang, Whippo, as
And
a
so that's
low-end
DRX
player
into
are
top.
all going to fit right into that.
Uh,
in their solo queue already.
So
Selfmade,
Flagwest is pretty much
Fnatic
doomed.
players really defined this kind of
Whichever group they go
for
into.
Fnatic. And we do get to see some Reckless play with Double Lift as well.
Exactly. Reckless Whippo returning to Worlds after a finals berth a couple years
Whew.
ago. And just to round things
I
out
am-
here in Pool 2 DRX
I'm
is
ecstatic.
Poland. Again, the
For
second
fucking
seed from the LCK. So
TSM.
going to the final group with Top Esports.
Because
That's-
they're stuck with
I
LGD.
don't want to be drawn into that group if I'm a Pool 3 team.
That is scary.
That is a terrifying group.
Right, 'cause they're stuck with LGD because tuning JDG and top, and you can't get the- and then the Rogue is stuck in B, I believe.
Yeah, I definitely with their bottom lane struggling.
Are they
a little
stuck in
bit
B?
Recently, I know they talked about Def having some back problems. It is kind of sad to see.
They're stuck in B or
hoping
D,
that
right,
they
and then the player on
have
team
to
has to go
jump
into
on
the
those
other one.
quickly and they can
But TS,
before
FlyQuest.
moving on, because during the regular split, Deft and Hyria were so.
I'll be honest, I'm happy to sack
completely,
FlyQuest to get TSM a
turned to
better
full
group.
and maximum power.
Like, just
I'm
put,
definitely looking forward to that group.
give me,
Without a doubt, on to our Pool 3 teams.
Who do we got here?
LXG still at the helm to round us out here.
who was that?
4 teams left to be picked.
Rogue. So Rogue can't go
Rogue
into
is
A.
selected. If I recall
So Rogue has to go
correctly,
into
this
B.
will be going into the second group because G2 already occupies group number 1, but we will wait for verification because a whole bunch
Yeah,
of
because G2's
smart
in 1.
people with spreadsheets are behind the scenes making sure everything's playing out correctly before I misspeak. Let's talk
G2's in
Rogue.
1.
Yeah, I mean, I feel bad. They won the summer regular season. They qualified for Worlds, I think, first of all teams anywhere, because once they locked in the top regular season spot, they got in on championship points. I'm glad to see that they did get to play some playoff series. They won a best of 5. They took down Mad Lions. Unfortunately, getting through G2 is always very, very tough. But Rogue are exciting. They really came out swinging here in the summer split. Hans Sama has been grinding a ton of solo queue games. He's an excellent player overall. I'm a big fan of him. And he
Right,
gets
so
thrown
looking at
into, I
this,
think, the hardest
Genji,
group of death.
you want
Not
Genji
like
right
AD
now.
Gaming. That is the
Wow.
toughest group.
If
Rogue
you are
could have
TSM, you want
possibly
Genji
gotten,
right now.
And this is an uphill fight.
Ooh, it certainly is going to be. I really think that Inspired and Larson.
'Cause if
have
Gen G
been
comes
so
here-
good for them, especially with Inspired starting to play some more carry junglers.
Is that Gen G?
You know, good luck. That is definitely a difficult group to fight your way out.
Machi.
Salute to that one right there.
G2 gets a free group.
Playing tricks on me.
Right, so Machi goes
Coming
A.
in here. So that should, I assume, go straight into Group A, as they're the only representative from the PCS here in the main stage. Of course, PSG was drawn into the playing stage earlier as the second seed.
They might get forced out. We'll have to wait to see. Regardless, though, this is a kind of team that if you're saying, hey,
Is it not A?
you know, early read coming in is this is a team you want to see if you want a group of life. Regardless, though, a very competitive team here, and I don't know, people tend to sleep on PCS teams, but I think these guys are good.
Yeah, they can get onto there.
They have a bunch of players.
So that locks Gen G and C and FlyQuest in D.
As well, so
Right.
see how they can actually hold
And
them
then-
around.
Yeah, so they go into Group 1 alongside Suning and G2. Only two teams left to be.
It could have been so much worse for
C
TSM
and
though.
E remain as the options. MLXG with
There's-
the
there's
pull.
no
It's
options
FlyQuest
left, my
for
guy.
North America, so that should go straight into Group D, I believe.
Yeah.
Nowhere
Oh
else to
my
go.
lord, what we
Can't
didn't
go in
want,
TSM
but we
spot.
got it. Yep. Oh no, North
That's a
America.
tough one. This is the other big group of Top Esports and DRX, their actual name. This
Yeah,
time
there's
around.
like two
This is a tough
massive
road.
groups,
Power
is
People,
B and
though,
D.
and Ignar back together again on the world stage. You saw them nearly do the impossible against SKT back on Misfits. They've now got to do it here in a tough group stage.
Santorin.
The LPL champions and the LCK runner-up, but possible, of course. Solo his first time at Worlds. This was very nearly an LCS championship roster, bringing it all the way to Game 5 against
Yeah.
TSM.
Yep, Santorin's been great for the team. Definitely one of the best junglers in the entire league. Him
So
plus
GNG.
Turtle as well, returning together to the world
Right, and so
stage.
that would put
I mean, I gotta be
the
honest.
LPL team
I
into
love
C
this
as well.
FlyQuest team. I love this FlyQuest team.
So-
and I really do hope for their success. And if I'll say anything,
So that's
about
actually
this
gonna
team,
turn
it's
into a
that
very
this is
bad
team
group
that
for
I think has
TSM.
been counted out more times than is deserved, at least in
Because
this,
TSM stuck
most
with
recent year,
LGD.
being our only team to go back-to-back
Fuck.
in North America. So don't sleep on that.
Oh,
team,
that's
but of
not
course
good.
They got their work cut out for them as we see Gen G drawn as our final team, the LCK number 3, which will go into Group C alongside TSM as the number 1 seed from North America.
Right, because I'm assuming
Things
LGD
get
gets
more
out.
Difficult for double lift. I think that Gen G have the best bottom lane in the LCK and one of the best bottom lanes at the entire
Yeah.
tournament.
Yeah.
Absolutely destroying people. I think Ruler is in top form right now, especially.
Yep. World champion Ruler, he is a man to behold. I mean, I'm an 80k player. Ruler
Behold
is
him.
just so good. I mean, look, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be
Once it
exciting.
goes back to the
Also,
stage, I'm
I
gonna
wanna point
pause
out
it.
In this group, this is the only group that LGD from the LPL
Yeah.
can be drawn into, since there are 4 LPL.
Correct.
Yeah.
There's only one
Like I
spot to
said.
go. That's gonna be interesting to watch for as well. Of
And
course,
then
because that
Mad Lions, right? If Mad Lions go through, Mad Lions are stuck in Group D, right? Which for FlyQuest is better. But this group here, this is fucking horrendous. TSM could come last in this group.
competitive. You have the
And
LCS
I wouldn't
number
be
1,
surprised.
The LEC number 2, the LCK number 3, and most likely the LPL number 4.
That's very good to point out that, of course, with 4 LEC and 4 LPL teams, that if their 4th seeds from the play-ins do qualify, they will only have one
Yeah.
predetermined group that they can be placed into.
And then, cause,
those will become
and then
very
that would
challenging
put
groups in terms of
FlyQuest,
strength
not
of
FlyQuest,
those regions. We're having
TL
success
into
here on the
A.
stage, so I have to say thank you again,
Right.
Candice, for playing wonderful host there in Shanghai, and of course, MLXG,
Wait.
Clear Love for helping us play-ins do.
You have the
Right.
LCS
Right. Yeah, so if we, like, let's say the top 4 seeds make it, right? You can't have the PCS here. So this will put TL, PCS, LGD, and then Mad Lions. Which makes TSM completely fucked in this group. Because you got Selfmade, you got Clid, and you'd have fucking
number 1,
Peanut
LEC number
into
2,
Spica.
LCK number
a
Green,
fucking
and most
rookie
likely
jungler.
LPL number 4.
That's gonna be rough if that plays out the way I think it is. That's fucking devastating.
Seeds from the play-ins do qualify. They will only have one predetermined group that they can be placed into, and those will become very challenging groups by nature of the strength of those regions. We're wrapping things up here on the stage, so I have to say thank you again to Candace for playing wonderful host there in Shanghai, and of course MLXG, Clear Love for helping us out on pulling those names as well. While they may not have given North America the best of odds,